Okay, I've been kind of neglecting doing videos, just because, I don't know, there's been too many people around, and, I was gone for a little while for a little float trip, so, um, anyway, this video, I figured I could talk a little bit about my story, because I know there are, I don't know what I was looking at, but anyway, I know there are a good bit of people who, enjoy reading and whatnot. But I've been writing for a while now, so I figured why not just talk a little bit about my story. Now, the more I write it, the more it just seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm okay with that because that just gives me more and more stuff to do. Because, quite frankly, I'm a little I don't have that much to do with my own life, so it just gives me a good amount of stuff to do. So, in my story, all of this takes place on the planet Hortath, and any of you Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic people should hopefully get that reference. But now, on the planet Hortath, the gods give mankind not only life, but they give them the power of magic. Now, there are a select group of people who use their magic for evil, and they become the first circle, well, the only circle of necromancers, and they get cast down to the underworld, which the gods create specifically for them, and they basically become demons while they're down there. Now, the next story takes place and that's pretty much the first story. It follows them and their adventures, the necromancers and their adventures and all that fun stuff. So, the next story centers around a young boy named Kylor, who, he gets tortured as a young boy, but gets rescued, and he's raised for the next 10 years by the person who rescues him. And, while he's there, being rescued, after he gets tortured, he feels hopeless and powerless, and he never gets over those feelings. So he goes back to his old village to try and cope with these feelings because he's sick of feeling them. And a demon by the name of Arana comes and tells him that she can give him the power that he's always wanted, and everything he's ever wanted could be his. Now, she takes him to the underworld and he's met by the demon lords who agree to give him power if he releases them. And he agrees, and he, basically, with this power, he becomes this ruthless tyrant, enslaves millions, and he's basically in control of the entire planet until a young boy named Dragardium is given power by the gods to stop him before he gets the chance to release any of the demon lords. Now, after Dragardium stops him, he pleads with the demon lords to give him a second chance, which they do after 2,000 years of punishment. Now, after the 2,000 years of punishment, the third book starts. In the third book, the metahuman virus, which is a virus that will change people into superpowered beings, is running rampant. Now, a young boy named Franklin Kamen, he finds the scepter of Dragardium, and Kylor is resurrected, and Franklin Kamen uses the scepter of Dragardium to defeat Kylor again. Now, and then after he beats Kylor, he's ascended to the rank of God. He and he doesn't exist in the mortal plane anymore. Now, I mean, because the gods decreed that, he was worthy of becoming one of them. Now, this brings us to the fourth story. With all of the demons don't perceive any more threat to be in the way, so they decide that now they can make their move and finally control humanity and come back to Hortath. So, what ends up happening is Zach Natterham, who is a friend of Franklin Kamens, is a police officer. He specializes in the paranormal investigation and stuff like that. And he has the power to teleport, and his police force is mostly made up of people who have special abilities and powers and stuff. Now, Zach Natterham, he's thrown in the middle of the demon's plot to come back to Hortath, and eventually, using the Scepter of Dragardium, which is the last remaining relic or semblance of any kind of magic on the planet, he uses that and finds a way to not only imprison the demons once again, but close them off from ever coming back to the planet. Now, and that's pretty much the end of that story. Now, the fifth story is basically just Zach trying to, he makes a team, and that team is made up of the more metahumans, and he's just trying to combat any more evil that would arise. But yeah, that's basically pretty much my entire story in a nutshell. I don't know when I'm going to have it done, but, I hope it's going to be done sometime soon. I really like writing it. It's just a matter of, actually getting it done. But, yeah, I figured I'd go ahead and tell you guys about the story, so there you go.